Hi y'all, and welcome back to the Greenius. In the first part of this conversation, we explored how rivers connect ecosystems, communities, and the choices we make as people. Today we're continuing that discussion and diving even deeper into the solutions, from restoring rivers to tackling plastic pollution to helping people reconnect with nature in ways that are hopeful, practical, and inspiring. Our guest brings an incredible amount of energy and curiosity to the conversation, reminding people that protecting the planet isn't just about big ideas. Sometimes it starts with noticing what's flowing right past us. Welcome back to my conversation with conservationist Ali Naulls. Going back to the little people, my sister in question
Is
now.
that political little people or like just actual homunculus?
Just little sized people.
Okay.
My sister, for example, she's a minion. I'm not kidding. She's tiny. She's like the cutest, smallest little thing. And little people like her will notice stuff that adults and even me, generally people over 4 feet won't exactly notice. Like insects, they'll hear sounds and they'll
Yeah.
see and notice really small changes. Do you
Yeah.
think young people actually understand nature differently?
I think in a very literal biological sense, young people do understand nature differently. I'll give you a very clear example. When I walk with my children and we walk and litter pick, my girls thankfully are still little eco warriors and they roll their eyes a fair bit because they're 12, so therefore they know everything in the world. But we walk down and there are cat scarers down the little road I live down called Naunton Way in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
And the girls walk past, oh no, and they hold their ears, they
Okay,
hold the side
yeah.
of their head. Oh no, those cat scarers. And I just walk past in my sort of blissed over 50 brain and ears
Yeah.
with all of my atrophy in full flow,
Hmm.
and I can't hear it. So yeah, and young people literally experience. I mean, like you're sort of in a sort of slightly joking way talked about your little sister being. I mean, she's literally looking at the world from a different perspective.
Hmm.
Um, she will see things that my friend Mike, who's 6'5", he's not going to see, and she, mind you, he might see over a hedge and see stuff that she can't see. So it's
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
it's give and take on that. But yeah, I think young people do they. The wider question is, was the wider question, do they really connect with nature? Was that your wider connect? Was
Yeah,
that your
kind
wider
of,
question?
yeah. Hmm.
I think going back to technology, I think it's very hard for young people to connect with nature. And if
Hmm.
I could be slightly rude and so bold as to say, you, Bella, live in an area where there's not a massive amount of
Yeah, that's fair,
biodiversity.
yeah. Hmm.
I'm going to be, I don't want to be rude to
No,
your,
no, no,
I
that's
love your
okay.
region. It's under huge pressure right now for obvious geopolitical reasons. But, you don't see a massive amount of biodiversity there. So I
Hmm.
think it's a bit like more and more young people aren't playing football and aren't playing cricket and aren't playing tennis
Yeah.
because they don't see it on normal terrestrial telly.
Yeah.
You need a £35 a month Sky subscription to watch a bit of England playing cricket,
Yeah.
or at the World Cup where we're going to be playing. We're playing India soon. We'll probably get hammered in the semi final. You guys came through well yesterday, but it's I think if you don't see and don't experience a thing,
Yeah.
it's so much harder for it to become part of you. And I go all the way back to the start of our conversation when you said, when did a thing happen? A thing didn't happen. Lots of things, a multitude of things just happened as I grew up, where I heard the sound of birds. I felt grass under my bare feet. I rolled around in mud and threw mud pies at my brother and my sister. And I think young people do experience nature differently, like literally biologically, because they can hear and see better. So
Yeah.
that's the glory of being young. But equally, I think it's hard, and I know where Alan's work with Nature Wave comes in. We have to work even harder to have young people go, "Oh my god, I saw this amazing bird!
Hmm.
It was, I saw a grey western heron in the
Yeah.
mangroves, and it was this beautiful slate grey, and then it jabbed down this long beach and it caught a little fish and it ate it in front of me, and oh my gosh, it was amazing, and I was totally inspired. If you don't see that happen,
Hmm.
how are you going to suddenly go, oh, can I have some binoculars? Can I get some binoculars? I want to go back?
Hmm.
So I do think for good and for bad, young people experience nature differently. Yes, I do.
That's awesome. Thank you. And there's this really nice David Attenborough quote that I keep coming back to. I think in all of
Mhm.
my podcasts, I've probably said it. No one will care about what they haven't experienced. And I think it's like the truest thing. It's like so realistic. It's so
And
true.
David Attenborough is a particularly brilliant person to think about. He's 100 this year. He's 100 pretty soon,
Yeah.
actually. He will. It's and by the way, he's an amateur. Let's go back. He is not a scientist.
Mm-mm.
Totally not a scientist. He's never claimed to be, and he will talk very passionately about him not being a scientist. He has always had an amateur's approach to wildlife and the world around him.
Of course,
And
yeah.
what made him so important and makes him so important is his enthusiasm, even at 100, and his passion, even at 100, for this wild, beautiful planet that we live on,
Yeah.
and to share that. And so all I was saying and my bumbling, baffling on is encapsulated perfectly by that quote that you should use every single time and you should put it right across every single podcast.
Yeah.
Totally, totally true.
Yeah, and I remember he was actually kind of like what inspired me and my sister a little bit because we'd watch one of his ocean documentaries and then we went to the
Mhm.
Maldives and I think I was about 7 and my sister was 3, give or take. And we saw one of the fishes that he was talking about and then we lectured our parents about it and we're like, take us back, take us back, take us back now. And I remember we had a meltdown in the restaurant because we were like, oh my God, we want to go back. But kind of that's
That's great. David Attenborough would love that story.
yeah, that's where it kind of all started. Um, and now coming back to what you said again about me being in an area, and I think a lot of people are now in areas where nature is not very diverse. I
Hmm.
think you're very lucky to be in an area where you're very close. But say for someone like me, we live in Dubai, but it's
Hmm.
not enough to have actual interaction.
Hmm.
Um, in a place like this, especially in times like this, where our being able to access these places isn't really feasible right now, what is one thing that we can do at home?
So, okay, so can I try and answer on a slightly bigger picture, then come
Yeah, of
down to one
course.
thing at home? Is
Yeah,
that
no
okay?
problem. Yeah, that's
I mean,
fine.
I'll do what you tell me, Bella. You're in charge.
That's okay. You
Is
got
that,
it.
can I try
Yeah, yeah,
that?
yeah. Of course, go for it. That'd be really
City
interesting.
living is absolutely crucial for nature
Hmm.
because to come back to that expression about making space for nature or making space for water, making space for rivers, whatever, making space, as we come out of rural areas as a people, as a species,
Hmm.
as we walk and drive
Yeah,
and fly out of our rural spaces into cities for work, to raise our children, to put food on the table, to earn a living, to have a TV and to have a phone and to watch football and to watch cricket and follow the baseball or whatever sport, whatever thing that is you want to do. We are increasingly as a species needing to live in city spaces.
yeah, of course. That's
But
inevitable.
coming back to heat, especially in the region you live in, you have to build in the governments and architects and builders, the I don't know, the Holchims of this world, these big businesses. When we design and build cities or design and build new bits of city, there has to be, I would argue, legally um, mandated um, green areas within that.
That's
We
true. Yeah.
need to build plant life. We need to build trees and green spaces within and around these cities that will
Yeah.
provide one little tiny enclaves for nature. Maybe enclave right now is not quite the right word used, but little spaces for nature that it can hop from one small space to another. So you have these sort of linked corridors of green
Yeah.
spaces built into our urban environment. And as well as that being important for nature, it's important for people too, as discussed in
Yeah.
this podcast. That can be a space where you can go and scoot around on your scoot. You can go and shoot a basket or, bowl a ball and hit a ball with your cricket bat and ball. But as you walk back to your concrete block in your flat, you might see a couple of minor birds chit chatting in a tree. You might see
Hmm.
a hoopoe, um,
Yeah.
uh, upapa upops, beautiful, lovely Latin expression. You might see or hear an insect,
Hmm.
and of course, those insects, those birds, providing that natural web of life.
Yeah.
But we need to build and design and provide space for water, greenery, plants, trees within
Hmm.
urban spaces.
Yeah.
And so to go back to the, if you like, the small end of that about what can you do at home, I don't know, grow if you can. If you have a balcony, stick some plants up there.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
put something local. Don't put some exotic. Well, in my case, sitting in Cheltenham, you might put something terrifically exotic that the local insects can make no use of.
Yes, of
Think of
course.
something that will, one, survive the conditions you're growing it in,
Hmm.
and just be a tiny, tiny little habitat. So you might hear the stridulation of an insect rubbing its legs together, sort of signaling to another insect, come on, let's make more insects. You might
Oh,
breed some, you might bring some wildlife to your tiny little patch. You could have a tiny little cup of water that a pigeon or a dove might fly into to drink, to
hmm.
wash, to
Yeah.
preen, to help raise its young. If we can all provide tiny little, or indeed very big, if you're a tech bro and you've got tens of thousands of acres in New Zealand, let's grow some more forests. But
Yeah.
if we can provide a space for nature, all nature asks is give us a chance. Going back
That's
to
true.
what we were
Yeah.
to say, just give us a chance. Give nature a chance. Try and put something in space: a plant, a tree, a couple of things, a little pot of water, something that will.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
as a community, we've got a little bit of grassland out there. Could we put a little pond in that we collect some grey water, so we harvest what water we do get? It will fill that pond. You will end up. You will have insects in there. They will just appear. Life just happens like it did
Hmm.
billions of years ago.
Yeah.
Life will happen if you give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a final question is like sort of like a cherry on top. I love that phrase because I'm a massive foodie. Um, with everything you see in your work, in daily life, in your family, in your daughters, what is something that gives you hope right now about the future of nature and conservation?
This conversation,
Yeah, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
I mean, I can give you a longer answer if you like. I mean, it's your
That's no
podcast.
problem.
I've said a lot of words. No, this podcast gives me hope, Bella. Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
not just being polite to you. It does. My my kids and their friends, they love their phones, and they love their
of
K-pop, and
course.
they love their bands and all the rest of it, and very wide flared jeans and baggy skater t-shirts. They love all that. Great. But
Yeah,
they do also love running around, being outdoors, riding a bike,
yeah.
seeing a bird, hearing a bird sing in a tree or a shrub. And all of their friends enjoy wildlife and nature, and
Hmm.
will excitedly talk about, oh, we went to this beach on holiday, or we went to this woodland, or we went for a walk and we saw that, and that that gives me hope.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that is the opposite of that I do see, but I have to remember in my old age that I have to cling to hope, because otherwise, why would you carry on?
Yeah.
And yeah, this got the fact that you do what you do with your podcast and helping from the student's perspective lead sustainability and nature connection at your school, and your school will then link to Talim, the big group that owns you. That's a big commercial business making money, 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 money. That's what they do. But if by you as students, with your parents paying your fees and all the rest of it, are driving things from within, then change will be made, and it will come from
Yeah.
within and from without, and hopefully it will meet somewhere in the middle and make a positive step.
That's awesome. Thank you. And I think everybody just kind of needs to look around the world a little bit more. And your family and like my family as well. We're the kind of family, and me and my dad will go snorkeling, and then we'll have like a 20-minute argument on whether it was a batfish or an angelfish. And we'll both be
Exactly.
like giving up these like my dad would be like, I swear it had one more antenna. I'd be like, no, it didn't, man. And then this will like lead on to like this 20-minute thing
This is
until
good. We like
someone
that.
searches it up. But it's great. Just look around the world, open your eyes, you will
Yeah.
find stuff.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
just, I would say, like, if, I mean, I have to be sort of cognizant of my privilege and your privilege as a family. My children are privileged just as you are a privileged child. And you've been very lucky. You've got parents who can afford to take you on these wonderful holidays to beautiful spaces. And not only that, can they afford it, they've got the wisdom to want to show you and your sister, like,
Yeah.
let's go and see some of the planet. But I think I've got a t-shirt, I've got a jumper on now saying the Rockpool Project. So
Yeah.
it's my lovely, I'm part of this group called the Rockpool Project in the UK. I'm a director. And we work very much with disadvantaged communities.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean financially disadvantaged, haven't been sort of lucky enough to have fallen into sort of financial security. But you can begin and enjoy marine exploration by a very, very modest, inexpensive trip to a rock pool.
Yeah.
You can see so much that, you know, they are mini oceans. It's a bit of a cliche, but it's true. They are mini oceans. They have different, you know, the bottom of the rock pool compared to the top, it might only be 40 centimeters deep, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a, you know, there are predators at the top that are different to the ones at the bottom. The crabs that you'll find in there, the anemones you'll find in there, the fish you'll find in there.
Yeah.
It's, you can experience, going back to just do something on your, you know, grow a plant, or you can experience nature and be inspired by it by just trying to be as aware as you can, as aware as you can be of the environment that is around you. A
Yeah.
short bus ride to a mangrove park or something like that. We can experience these things on a modest budget
Mm-hmm.
and be inspired by it. Nature is all around us. Sometimes it could be a bit hard to find because of the way we live.
Yeah.
But you know what? Make that part of your adventure, that you're going to go out and discover something and be inspired by it and love it and sort of think, oh, I want to know more about it. And, you know, maybe you might save up and get yourself a pair of little binoculars that take you closer to that hoopoe or take you closer to that minor bird, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're very lucky as people. And we always need to remember that there's lots of people that aren't as lucky as we are, but that those of us that have this sort of privilege do as much as we can to encourage and help everyone experience a bit of nature, to be inspired by it.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. Well, this is now my favorite part, which is the rapid fire section.
Okay, all right, okay. Here, I'm
Yeah,
going to
and I
strap
think
myself in.
yeah, you've experienced this a bit before.
Is this
Um,
hard, Bella? Is this going to be hard? Am I going to have to ask you to stop the recording because I can't think of an answer?
no, it's not gonna be
Oh,
hard,
okay,
don't
all right.
worry.
All right. Go for it.
Okay, rivers or oceans?
Both.
Oh, great. What's the greenest thing in your fridge?
Oh. Color or sustainability?
Anything.
Greenest thing in my fridge. Probably an avocado, but in some respects, that's not very green. But I'll let your listeners work out why maybe me having an avocado in a fridge in Cheltenham's not that green.
Yeah, what's one plastic swap that we can all do? No excuses.
Definitely do not be cooking and heating stuff in your microwave with plastics.
Yeah.
Get if you need a measuring jug to make your gravy or whatever it might be, or you know, don't be heat and plastics and whisking away. You will get that cloudy plastic look of your measuring jug. You are eating bits of nanoplastic. You are
Oh, yeah.
swallowing, you're ingesting that. So swap out where you can, where you don't have an issue about sort of carrying and weight and the carbon footprint of moving glass versus plastic around. If you're just in your home, swap out plastics where you can for metal, fully recyclable, say aluminium, or glass, definitely recyclable.
Great, thank you. What's sustainability's mascot?
What is sustainability's mascot? I might say Mr. Alan Smith. He would be a good
Yeah,
mascot.
he's a
He's quite
sustainability
cute, isn't
superhero.
he?
Yeah.
He's, you know, that hair and the lovely smiley face. I think Alan would make quite a good
Yeah,
mascot.
sustainability
Don't tell
superhero.
him that, and don't let him listen to this podcast.
Oh,
He's going to
what, do I
kill
just
me.
like block him like Mr.
Yeah,
Smith?
yeah. Alan Smith
It's
blocked.
like
Yeah, you have to do
censored.
that. Yeah, I think
Um,
Alan would be quite a good mascot, actually.
that's great. What's the most sustainable thing we can wear?
Oh, what do you know what? The most sustainable thing you can wear is buy something and wear it a lot.
Yeah.
Wash it on a very, very, very low temperature. We wash stuff way too much. You don't need to wash your jeans after you've worn them once. cotton is super, super water heavy. Think about the cotton you buy good quality if you can, or buy secondhand. Go and buy on. I mean, there are lots of aftermarket places. I mean, you're young and fashionable and cool. There are loads of lovely, well-made clothes that are made by people who are paid properly in good conditions. Let's move away from fast fashion where you wash it's so thin and badly made that you wear it once and it falls into some shapeless mess. Go and create your own fashion. Wear something again and again and again. And you know what? If you get a bit fed up, redesign it. I don't know. Get some
Scissors
paint and redo it
yeah.
or something. Get your Chris Martin and Coldplay on and like sew some stuff onto it or whatever it might be. But the most sustainable thing you could wear is something that you love so much you keep wearing it again and again and again.
Yeah.
A friend of mine over here, he's a wonderful writer and media guy. He's a guy called Mark Henschel. Oh my gosh, he would have pretty much one pair of shoes that like we would have to have a sort of a Viking burial for when his shoes finally died, when there was more hole than shoe, because he loved those shoes and he would wear and wear and wear. I mean, he kept them clean and tidy and nice. And we would have these sort of solemn moments when finally, after many, many decades, a pair of shoes would die.
Yeah.
That is a great message. Get something that's decent quality, buy it secondhand, even better, wear it a lot, look after it, and don't go and buy fast fashion.
And closing off, what's the best quote you've ever heard to do with sustainability?
Oh, do you know what? You probably go back to do with sustainability.
Or anything, nature.
I mean, I probably would go back to your David Attenborough quote. I mean, I think it's so important that, especially us as a species, experiential interaction with something is what will make it stick. Unless you're some absolute genius autodidact, which you may well be, Bella, but I'm certainly not, and most of us listening and most of us around the world are not. We're not geniuses. Until you've experienced something, until you've had that kinetic experience, it's not going to really fire those synapses. Those neurons aren't going to go fire across this bridge of knowledge and cross that divide, cross that bridge to go, okay, I understand, I have a connection to this thing. So I would say, give me that David Attenborough quote again. So your quote that you're going to quote for me, which is...
no one will ever care about what they haven't experienced.
There you go. I would say that is of utmost importance.
Yeah, you should trademark it.
Well, I mean, like David Attenborough, he's, as I said, definitely an amateur, but he's dedicated a life with the amazing, especially at the BBC, but elsewhere as well, certainly in the last sort of decade or so, amazing teams of researchers and producers. So any of your mates or anyone listening to this podcast, there are so many different roles you can go into to get into working with nature, working with sustainability, working with nature connection, be it as a camera person, as a researcher, as a rigger, as a fixer as a guide to take David Attenborough or Chris Packham, whoever it might be, into the forests or out to the deserts or down snorkeling, Simon Reeve or someone like that, going to be taken diving on the barrier reef. There are people behind those presenters who are this network, this coalescence of effort and skill and passion and desire to show this wonderful world to the world. And there's so many different roles for all of you out there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, this episode was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Well, look, I'll catch you soon. And the last thing I want to say to you, Mum, Dad, and your sister, please be safe. I know I touched upon it very, very lightly in our chat, on the podcast, but things are tough in your region. So please be safe and nature be with you.
Thank you so much.
All right, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Ali, thank you so much for such a fascinating conversation. What I really loved about speaking with you is the reminder that rivers aren't just water flowing through landscapes. They're living systems that connect wildlife, ecosystems, and whole communities. Your work shows how curiosity, energy, and a sense of adventure can bring people into caring for the natural world a little bit more. And perhaps the biggest takeaway is that protecting nature doesn't have to start with something huge. Sometimes it simply starts with just noticing. the river near your home, the wildlife and biodiversity around you, and the choices we make every day. Thank you for sharing your stories, your humor, and your boundless passion with us today. We're all amateurs at heart, aren't we? And thank you to everyone listening. I'll see you next time on The Greenius. Catch you on the green side!